I'm just kidding. On to shit news. Why is it called shit news, Nick?
Because my life is shitty.
Aww.
Kids watch services like Netflix 15 times as much as they play outdoors now.
God.
According to Business Insider, which is full of ads, which is not impressive. Playing outside is often thought of as a staple of a child's fantasy world. They have battles with dragons, encounters with far-off lands, but nowadays, children's time is dominated by screens where they watch people have battles with dragons in far-off lands, particularly viewing streaming services like Netflix. Last week, we took a look at some data. I'll present that at the bottom of the screen. If you're listening to the audio version, I'm sorry, but it shows a lot of Netflix and a little bit of playing outdoors. For some reason, there's different colors of blue here. They don't explain why it's different. But 16 times more time watching TV. Yeah. Are we like the last generation that played out fucking side?
I think TV just got really fucking good lately. Truly. They just got good
a lot
enough.
of TV shows.
Yeah. TV just
I
got
don't
really
know.
good.
Netflix is amazing.
Did we play that much more outside than this?
I did.
I
We used to play like
I plowed. I
Cops and
plowed
Robbers.
outside.
We used to play like Army. We used to play Airsoft and all that. Like, yeah, and then occasionally we played video games. Growing up,
We'd run around the house, Nerf guns.
Yeah, we nerfed. We Airsoft. I mean, we played outside all the time.
We nerfed.
Sports. I mean, but yeah, I mean, now it's like
Kickball.
well, shit. Like we can get on Xbox Live and we can all play each other.
Yeah.
Trampolines in your backyard?
It's hot outside.
Speaking of kids running around playing outside, have you guys actually watched a kid trying to use his imagination lately? It's weird. It makes you think there's something wrong with the little kid. He's just like making up this whole like fantasy world in his head.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
And because like at the place I work, I see like a lot of kids. They're just running around and doing like random shit, and it's like, what are you doing? And it's like, I'm fighting the dragon. I'm like, there's no dragon out here, buddy.
You're like,
Well, the thing is, you can't. It's hard to follow them.
I'm
Cause, like,
chasing the dragon.
I'll be playing with my little cousins or whatever, and they'll be like, playing with the dragon, and then 2 seconds later, it'll be like they'll be in space. I'm like, what? How can you?
There's
That
so
doesn't
much
go together.
out there though. Like
You legitimately
in
think there's something
cartoons
wrong
and
with them.
movies. Like, yeah, there's so much out there for people to like get hooked on, and little kids get hooked on, and
Dude, I was insane as a little kid.
Transformers, like.
And nothing much has changed.
No, I know, but I
Dude,
mean, I
we
used
used
to.
to
28th
we
year.
used to take like a scenario in Pokemon, like remember like the unknown. I forget what route it was, but like the unknown. We used to like.
That's a Pokemon, I think. Put it on the bottom.
Yeah, you had to put the route.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sign up. Okay,
Put
anyway.
the cheat
No,
down.
we used to like pretend we were. You know what area I'm talking about? Pokemon Gold and Silver, right? Like the unknown. Cave.
I actually do. Yes, it was a
We used to
square.
pretend- so like we used to pretend our street vaguely we had like this similar like edges like place about it was cool. We used to pretend we were like exploring the unknowns. We created this huge backstory. Dude, it was really fun.
It's like getting lost in Diglett's cave. One time I got so high, I got lost in Diglett's cave.
That is a real story. I don't know why you didn't reach out for help, Nick.
I was in Diglett's cave, man. I was in real deep. Those fucking Zubats.
Okay, Nick, I'm about to move on. You got anything more to say about the Zubats when you were high one time, like 5 years ago or something?
No.
All right. St. Pete's family. St. Pete, of course, is in St. Petersburg. Why does it just say St. Pete? Do people know that?
2016.
There was a Jeep that got totaled by an exploding Note 7. Just days after Samsung canceled its Galaxy Note 7 smartphone, which is the bigger one of the S. This is 7? What do I have?
It's at 7.
S7. It's a little bit bigger. Apparently, there was this issue, like the car caught on fire. No one knows what really happened. And then police investigators came in and realized that there was one major source, and it was the Note 7. And it was because he left it in his charging in his center console of his Jeep Grand Cherokee. He wasn't in there.
So I have something to say.
Yes.
So obviously I used to work at Verizon, and one of my good friends is a Samsung rep. The phones are not exploding.
They're catching fire?
35 out of 2 million. So let's pump the brakes. It's not like all these phones are doing it.
Oh, I have something more to say about
35.
that fact, too. That's
Okay. So 35 out of 2 million, right? What they're doing is when those 35, when they were plugged in, they got very hot and they melted. They don't explode.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a recall. It was an involuntary recall. My friend would actually be really proud that I said that because he was like literally like yelling it at me to say it to customers and get it right. It's not a recall where recall is like, hey, give us your phone back now and we'll do this. It was involuntary, which means if you want to do it, cool. We'll work with you. We'll give you an S7 for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the Note comes back out, you can come back and get the Note. All the Verizon, Sprints, all those stores are working with them. but you don't have to do it. But here's the interesting thing. The airports have banned the Note 7.
Yeah, I heard that.
Which means I want to get the Note 7, right? But how, when the Note 7 does come back out, which is supposed to be in October.
They banned the Note 7?
Yeah, the airports did.
Yeah, because
Can't have fire on the plane.
So,
Can't have snakes either.
I was like, well, when I get the Note 7 in October, how will the airport know the difference between my redone Note 7 versus an older Note 7?
They
or
won't.
does the ban just get lifted?
no, it's really arbitrary.
How are they going to do that?
And they don't look at my phone when I walked in. Like, I mean, I take my phone, I put it.
Oh, really?
I mean, it went through the middle of the TSA X-ray machine, of course.
Recently.
I was just, I just got back.
No shit.
No one has said anything to me.
That's
all over the news right now.
Well, also, this story takes place in Russia, so let's think about this logically.
Yeah.
You're saying they just catch fire, they don't explode, which is probably true.
And it's only 35 of them. So.
But in Russia, they probably
35%?
do explode, is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is the inside of that Jeep Grand Cherokee was probably just soaked in vodka.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
it's like, a little tiny melted, not even a big deal. A little tiny melting phone, not a big deal. But, you put that in a pool of vodka.
Tiny melting phone.
And it's,
I would like to do a fact check on that if vodka makes things that are melting explode.
well, it probably didn't explode. It just probably.
Dude, it says that on Smirnoff bottles.
Yeah. Well, vodka means explode in Russian.
That's on fire. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I can.
It probably didn't explode. It probably just ignited
Dude,
rapidly.
it says Surgeon General's warning. If a phone melts into this liquid, it will light your house on fire.
Yeah.
You didn't
Or
read that?
vehicle.
You haven't read that?
So what would be hilarious is if like a Motorola phone or like a new BlackBerry like started doing this,
Did you say
and then
new
someone was.
BlackBerry? Can we stop?
They are still making Blackberries, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, they're not still not done. There's like one more time.
That's one.
If it was another Android phone that actually this happened to,
Oh
Say it was iPhone 7.
no, I'm saying no. That's the thing is that the iPhone, even though it's 37 and 2 million or
yeah.
whatever.
An explosion.
35.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Sorry. I tried to
It's
cover.
two strikes.
I tried to cover the microphone.
That's perfect. Anyways, I can't remember what I was saying, man. On to the next
35
topic.
to 2 million,
Yeah, you're
like the
saying-
iPhone.
Let's say it was.
The point is that the only reason why it's a story is because there are 35 of them of 2 million of that whole number where that's even possible.
That's still-
if
Ooh.
it's the Motorola amount, we're talking about like 1/10 of that. Maybe those 35 would just be like 3.
Dude, I have an idea. Maybe it's Apple and its competitors putting that stuff into the media. They're just pumping. They're paying
Well,
media.
that's why like the media was saying they're exploding, and like Samsung's like they're not exploding. They're
Whenever
just
you have to make that
melting.
distinction
They're
is not good.
exploding, And it was only 35, and it's not a recall. And the media's like recall.
Because whenever you have to make that distinction, though, it's not a good thing. It's not like,
Right.
well, it didn't really explode.
And it's not really a recall. You don't have
It's a
to.
half call.
But it's highly recommended. Otherwise, the phone might melt in your hand.
Speaking of phones, Victor, tell us about the iPhone 7.
So my biggest deal with the iPhone 7, guys, is I know Apple's strategy every single year is, 50 people want their phones, let's release 5, and then laugh as we release 5 more next week, and then next week, but we can't release all 50, obviously I'm shrinking the scale down, right? So, whatever, that's fine. Apple, that's your marketing, it works. This
works.
year, though, they straight up, there's 2 phones that are coming out. There's 2 phones that they advertise are coming out. There's 2 phones that they told people, hey, it's out on the 16th, the 7 and 7 Plus. Come get the iPhone. And then all of a sudden, the day comes, and it's like, oh, wait, we're actually just going to release the 7 and not the Plus. And the Plus isn't going to actually come out until October.
Wait,
So-
did they originally say they were both coming out on the same day
Yes,
and then push
they
it?
announced it that the iPhone would be out. They said the iPhone would be out on September 16th.
What if
right?
something's wrong with the Plus and they don't want to tell the press about it
Oh,
because
or-
fucking shit's blowing
or
up for
Apple-
Samsung?
Or Apple.
And they're like, oh no,
Maybe
our shit's
that
melting
could
too.
be, that would be pretty funny if that was.
Nick's phone was bending like the first time it came out.
That recall.
Remember, and if that was a Samsung, my pocket would have
Right.
exploded. I'd be.
Right.
Or Apple knows that they don't have anything new with this phone. It's literally the same phone
Yeah.
just without a headphone jack. So they're trying to create as much demand by withholding as
true.
much
I
as
just
possible.
smoking mirrors,
so
man.
annoyed by that.
How much you
Like,
want to bet this is what they're doing?
just fucking release your stupid phone. Like, why release part 1 but not part 2? Like, it's so annoying now. It's stupid.
Are we talking
And
about
it's
Twilight
stupid
now?
when more people continue to go out and buy these phones.
Or is it true that they haven't released the Plus, or is it just they pre-ordered the Plus so only people online can get it? But since the supply or the demand for it is so high that they have the 7 normal ones in the store. They just don't have supply for
what
the
Apple apparently,
Plus one.
at least some Verizon people told me is what Apple told Verizon is that, there were so many pre-orders, they took all of them, so...
Yeah, so a lot of people have the 7
people
Plus
already
right
have
now.
the new one then.
Yeah, they have it right now. They just couldn't get it at Verizon.
But, so you telling me all these stores like Verizon, Sprint, Best Buy, T-Mobile, AT&T weren't able to get the Pluses because that many people pre-ordered that specific phone, that Apple was totally unprepared for that and didn't make enough for the stores.
Yeah, I mean that's what Nintendo did when they released like the Wii and then like other consoles. Like video game companies have done that before, where like they just don't release enough of them, so like they become hot items on eBay and like, all right,
I thought they would.
We got them.
Like totally withheld it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean, Apple's lame. They're just lame.
Yeah.
Like that's just such a lame thing. Just stop it.
But yeah, it's actually the same thing with, because I was actually trying to get the new watch that they just came out with. So I think it's pretty cool. But the newest one, the highest tech one, waterproof, whatever, you can't find it in stores right now. But you can get the lower model that they just came out with. Is basically the same thing, just not waterproof.
So why do that? Like, what's the point?
Oh, it's just demand. There's too much
exclusivity.
Don't release a release date. Like, why is that so hard to do? If you want, like, I don't know. Like, just don't fucking say the phone's coming out or this is coming out. And then when that day comes, be like, oh, pre-orders really took us by surprise. Looks like it's going to be 2 months out. Like, just fucking, oh my God.
But you don't work in Verizon anymore, Victor, so you don't have to
Tim Cook
care.
is a piece of shit.
Is he good at cooking?
Hey, can I say
Is
something
he
about Tim
good at-
Cook?
is he good at
So Steve Jobs, like, historically never paid a dividend for Apple on their stock. And literally, the week Steve Jobs died, Tim Cook paid Apple's first dividend in like 35 years.
Oh yeah.
Dude, like, Steve Jobs isn't even in the grave yet. And he's fucking, like,
That's morbid.
I had it planned out.
isn't that crazy? Isn't that sort of fucked up?
Yeah,
Well, and it's going to be interesting. Like,
it's a dog
how
industry.
how they are like for the next 10 years. 'Cause, like, Steve Jobs was obviously one of the main drivers of their different innovations. So is Apple going to be really that great?
You know how Steve Jobs was so branded as just being like a dick and totally just like, being in creative control of the company, like Iron Fist sort of, like his vision. Tim Cook is not that person. So it's like, I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't try to. Maybe they did it on purpose. Maybe because I imagine that Tim Cook and Steve Jobs should have similar tendencies. I don't see why Steve Jobs trusted him with this company before that. You know what I mean?
Well, he was the one who did, right? He said it's yours, right?
Yeah, Steve Jobs knew he was dying, so he was just like,
Tim,
Oh, it was the board of directors.
Cook my
that gave it to
company.
Tim,
Well,
right? It
we
wasn't
don't know Tim
Steve
Cook
Jobs.
is like a similar person to Steve Jobs. I wonder if he is. I wonder like how different they are. I wonder.
well, I mean, there was a leak of the iPhone 7 before.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's usually leaks for.
I don't think.
I mean, there's.
I mean-
I remember there's a leak for like the 4 or something. I remember a leak.
I remember there was a big controversy on one of them. Might have been that, but where somebody like left their phone in the bar or
that
something,
was-
the
that was-
prototype,
It
and
was a 5.
Yeah.
Totally.
Heard that.
yeah.
That was a right before. I think that was like as Steve Jobs. died.
That's what happens when you give Matt Miller a prototype.
Yeah.
Sometimes you give Matt Miller anything, pretty
That
much.
was Matt's internship with Apple.
I'm like, whoopsie.
I'm gonna need another one, guys. Matt, the phone's not out for like 9 months. Oh.
What's crazy is the iPhone 7s right now.
Exploded.
You can buy the iPhone 7s in a store right now, you said? They're
Today.
going for like $1,000 on eBay. Oh, well, no, I guess that makes sense. Is you buy it unlocked? I guess you just buy it
Because
unlocked.
you probably can't get it.
Yeah.
Like they released
Why
today,
you
but
needed that bad that you would pay so much extra?
Right, exactly.
because people don't make any goddamn
Right.
sense.
Yeah, they don't.
Stupid.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Well, that's Apple. Oh, I mean, the AirPods cost $159. That's because you have to have Bluetooth headphones to listen to something and charge your phone at the same time. They look really
like that,
stupid.
Matt. You're
That's-
very subtle and charge your phone at the
Oh,
same.
the phone's here. And
No,
you're,
the subwoofer's just above.
you're plugging it in, unplugging it.
You can really feel the vibrations.
Oh, this sounds good.
It does sound good. Okay, so something else just came out recently. A USB stick that you
Miller.
plug into anything that can take a USB. And as soon as it plugs in, within 10 seconds, like it turns off all these capacitors and stuff, and the gigantic charge like goes into the USB dongle from like the laptop, and then it just like stores it in capacitors store energy. Resistors, like stop it. I took circuits. I forget it though. And then it releases all of it into the machine, and then it just breaks it.
What?
Yeah, it's basically a USB like little like
A death?
Yeah, a nice little dongle. You plug it in and it just breaks whatever you want.
The death dongle?
Mm-hmm.
Breaks
For just a
fine.
few bucks, you can pick up a USB stick that destroys almost anything that is plugs into laptops, PCs, televisions, photo booths, you name it. Once a proof of concept, the pocket-sized USB stick is now fits into any security tester's repertoire of tools and hacks. Says the Hong Kong-based company. The company that makes it is USB Kill. It kills 95% of all devices that have ports in it.
What purpose does it serve?
Just
Tell me a scenario.
some men just want to see the world burn.
Yeah.
Like international spies.
I got into the main server room.
Yeah.
It tests the company tests the models on specifically MacBooks. That's what they say on the website.
How to prank your friends.
Yeah.
Let me destroy everything you've worked for and get fired. Ha! Got you. Check out this USB.
You should have seen your face.
Yeah.
So it's basically like sticking a fork into a socket and just short-circuiting the hole.
$49.95.
Yeah. For $50, you can fuck someone.
So wait, is it like a bumblebee where like you can't reuse it after you explode a computer? Like, does it just explode itself? You know what I mean? Like a bumblebee dies.
What if you?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
What if you put it?
It
in
looks
the
like it's
Samsung?
reusable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Does it explode instead of the
It's
Samsung?
like it's like a nuclear bomb. It's just like
counter.
Or it's like Tom Cruise's glasses in Mission Impossible. He sees the message and he throws them, and as he throws them, they explode.
it's like a Samsung.
But I mean, Matt, like, let's think about this logically. So if I was gonna say, here's a funny prank and just like destroy your computer, I think it'd be more fun to add a little fanfare to it and pretend like I'm gonna throw it over the balcony of our fourth floor balcony. But instead, I really do throw it. I'd rather do that than just stick a little USB in it and destroy it.
Well, you know, you can.
You want to clean up the whole laptop on the floor? At least you make a YouTube, but you can film it. There's a TV right there. Throw it off the edge.
Dump it on our head.
My TV broke, you guys. I'm very sad about that.
Oh, the big one up there?
Yeah. No, yeah, that one is right there.
So what's up there?
The little one.
Shit, how'd you break it?
I don't know.
There's
I don't know. That's a whole. This is a whole other story for another day.
Damn.
So that was it for shit news. Everyone, was it shitty? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I was trying to find our next segment, which indeed we're going to talk about the world's wealthiest families. But Nathaniel said he was going to put it on our page, but I don't see it anywhere. Nathaniel.
Yeah, it's the Forbes. It's a link.
It's the Forbes
It's
link.
right by names. I remember their names.
All right, I need. Oh, there we go. I need
Forbes/wealthiest families.
Yeah.
List.
You got.
So this is interesting to go through because I know nothing about the.
Well, no, the point of it was like I was just thinking that everybody thinks of like wealth as like the individual. Like you always see the names like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, you know, all those guys, Carlos Slim. No, this families list because America is so like family oriented. Like that's why people like build up these huge like piles of money for their families to just keep on being rich for like generations and generations. So it's just really cool because I really feel like that list right there really represents where the power lies.
Okay, so number one, Walton family.
Walton's by
That's Walmart.
yeah, Walton's by 50 million, right?
130 billion for first place, and then the second place is the Koch brothers. What do they make?
Pablo.
KOCH.
Oh, wait, Coke the
Gas
drink.
and oil and
Yeah, they own a bunch of different stuff. Wait, so why is
And they're 82 billion.
yeah, so like 130, 82. That's first and second.
You're already sick.
You didn't get me. Wait, how come the Gates family is not here? They should be like the third.
Okay, so we're just gonna go through real quick. The Mars family, they make what?
So
Mars bars.
Okay, this is a new game.
Dude,
The Cargill.
I can't do this.
Okay, well you can go last. The Cargill Macmillan
Oh,
family.
except for like that shit.
No idea. We'll put it on the bottom below. The Cox family.
Yes.
I think they own
Tyson chicken.
The S.C. Johnson family, sixth place, $30 billion.
Like,
and then it kind of and then
baby
everyone
boomers.
has a good. I don't know who any
Dude,
people are.
Rockefeller's still
Ziff,
repping.
DuPont.
DuPont, they make like
paint.
yeah, they make chemicals. Yeah, paint though.
I think the Duncan family probably owns Tim Duncan.
The Goldman family, the Hunt family, the Bush family, the
Anheuser-
Sackler fan. Oh, is that who they are? Anheuser-Busch's family only has $13.4 billion.
Well, no, those Anheuser and Busch are two different families, but Bush.
Oh.
So these are the richest families?
The Butt family.
Shit.
Victor, how much money do you think the Butt family has?
I want to go with
$69 billion.
5.3 billion.
It's 11.
$69 billion.
It's 11.
Oh wow.
Why do you know? How about the Rockefeller family?
12.
11. Okay, one more. How about the Ziff family?
17.
Oh, they make Ziff
I got
lighters.
14.4 what? What do you have?
What at his peak? What was Pablo Escobar's net worth?
$27.
Interesting question. Probably way more. Probably billions.
Yeah.
Pablo Escobar.
Untaxed money.
I just watched. I'm into Narcos right now, and I've been like researching Pablo. His net worth is ridiculous.
What was it?
30 billion.
Yeah.
Did you sell him coke? That's all I do is coke.
I mean, he controlled
He-
like 88%.
Not just selling
It was
coke.
like 88% of the coke distributed in the United States was from him, and it was like 70% in the world came from him.
That's baller, dude. Good for him.
Good for him, man. That's something.
For him.
Yeah,
That's
it's
more than what I'm doing in my
He had
life right
so
now.
much money that he buried it in the fields in
I heard
Colombia
people are like, they're like, what the fuck? We just found a barrel. full of
because
money."
he couldn't put it anywhere else. Like, how do you have that much money that it just becomes nothing but paper?
There was a thing of Simpsons of behind the laughter. It was a fake VH1 like review of the Simpsons, and they're saying like we were using dollar bills as toilet paper and human toilet paper as dog toilet paper. But it's funny because dogs don't use toilet paper.
This is hilarious.
And it was like coming back. The dream was over. Like, was the dream really over? Yes, it was. Or was it?
Yeah, I heard that. You know the scenes from like Bad Boys 2
Mhm.
where like the rats are eating the money?
Yeah.
I guess that really came from Pablo. And I
Yeah.
guess like he lost like some ridiculous amount, like
They said it was
10%
Yeah.
of his like.
that he just calculated it every year, knowing that he would lose that much percentage due to just the rats eating
The
his
rat
money.
tax.
That's really.
Like that's
Yeah.
nuts. Had that much money, but still like kept like accurate books and you know,
Oh, I'm sure he did.
it's ledgers like
And that's the problem with that though, is that you can't do anything with it.
exactly.
You can't just roll up
In a
with
bank.
with your dump truck and say, "Hey, I want to make a deposit."
Like beep beep.
Dude, a lot of that Sinaloa money comes through Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona, dude, we're like the biggest one.
Oh yeah.
Dude, so much illegal stuff drives right down this street. I'm sure.
So many
What
fronts
street
here.
are you talking? There's the pool over there.
Town Lake.
That's
Right.
They're just driving around in a little boat.
They got little submarines through Town
I'm
Lake.
sure we've driven by just in our cars, just hundreds and hundreds of pounds of just illegal drugs, like in cars, just driving by us. Dude, I'm serious.
That would be my superpower. Sniff it out.
Yeah.
That totally has that. We were driving.
Oh,
by,
yeah.
I have no idea. Like that's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And how many again of those shops and restaurants are actual just fronts for
too.
laundering money?
That too. Like all those.
Like I always wonder that, like those taco shops
that
and stuff. I'm
I
like,
heard that Filiberto's was a big one. Like, that's a front for drug people, but I don't know.
there's
coworker
one
told me
that
that, so
used
who
to
knows?
be-
Dude, there's no other explanation why Filiberto is still in business.
It's true.
And it's
Have you had their
Everywhere.
carne
Give me
asada
some-
fries? Oh my god.
Those are dank, but no, dude, this place, dude, I don't understand. The meat is so dry.
right.
The meat.
The meat is so dry.
That's because it's not meat.
Yeah, it's actually money.
Plot
It's
twist.
a rat eating money. It's like, fuck, what do we do with it?
It's the rats that is eating all that money.
all of us.